Hello everyone, it's Andy Glenn here from Sharks TV, welcoming you all to another podcast. And it's a signing podcast, or it's a kind of different podcast because it's Struan Tonnar. Struan, nice to see you.
How's it going, Andy? How's your summer?
It's doing okay. How's yours?
Slow.
Slow?
Slow. Nothing's coming around quick enough for me yet.
Right, I kind of understand that.
Yeah.
And clearly you're missing hockey because you got a wee bit of news to tell everybody, haven't you?
I'm telling people?
Yeah, you're telling them now.
Yeah, so signed back in an assistant coach kind of role to help bridge a bit of a gap between the kind of junior, senior setup between the under-19s and helping develop some of the kids up into being National League ready. Trying to use some of the experience I've had from last year and then from the rest of my career to just kind of help give a bit more guidance. A lot of guys can leave the sport and make loads of comments on how clubs are run without giving time back. So I can't be that one of those guys. I want to, while it's fresh in my mind, just step right back in and hand off what knowledge and experience I can help any of these young kids with.
Personally speaking, I think it sounds a fantastic role, and to be able to use your knowledge and experience is just brilliant. How did it all come about? Was it Martin asking you, or did you go, I can't live without the Sharks, I need to be getting involved somehow?
It was kind of a bit of both. I mean, Martin knew that where my passions lied as far as the sport goes, so I mean that was never needed to be discussed. I guess it was always just finding a way of making sure there was a role that was needed and one that can work on both parties, and obviously it's going to help me develop as a coach and learn the kind of the other side of the game as such. But yeah, it was kind of like me and Martin have always been in touch, and like just because I retired didn't mean we were never going to not talk anymore. So yeah, it was always kind of on the cards that he knew where I still wanted to be part of the club, and I still wanted to be giving back where I can, because I know there's not a lot of coaches out there helping develop the game and moving with it. So yeah, and why not me? And
you've always been really supportive of youngsters in hockey as well, haven't you?
Yeah, I mean I've done a lot of the learn to play coaching recently, and helped kind of develop that program along with Martin recently of developing that kind of real grassroots of the sport and in this facility and in Dumfries, and trying to make it as smooth a pathway from their first steps on the ice right the way up to hopefully getting a senior career here. So yeah, I'm not a complete stranger to the coaching on any side. I've never really been as a team coach, as an individual team coach itself. I've always kind of floated and just helped where needed, as opposed to dedicating myself to one specific age group or team as such. So looking forward to targeting that a bit more and seeing where it leads.
Fancy being a head coach at some point in the future?
You never know. I've seen the stress he can get put under being the head coach of the Sharks here, so I'll leave that one for him.
I was going to say, because of the way the league is set up, the NIHL is set up with, teams having the opportunity to put in two under-18s. Obviously this season it's going to be Bailey and Owen. There is a clear route through, but it's a big jump from SNL or under-19 hockey to NIHL type hockey, isn't it?
Yeah, their ages mean a lot. That under-18, so you're talking potentially 16-year-olds, and to then go and play against some of these seasoned vets in the league. The imports will get brought in, and then going against the top level Brits in the country as well. That's a huge step up. So we need to find ways to make sure that we can get them as much significant game time as we can get them. Sitting on the bench will provide a service to an extent, but we need these kids in game-like situations playing and learning the game, so that when they're thrown into these games, they hold themselves. And they've all got the talent to do it. Bailey and Owen, like we've seen them playing some senior hockey last year, and they've taken it in their stride and they've come on leaps and bounds, and I don't doubt that they will continue to. And it's, as far as the club goes, that's how any of these clubs need to be sustainable in this league. It's having that crop of youngsters continually coming through and being ready. So,
but even when they get through that stage, is that part of your role to then, as an assistant coach, looking at the young people in particular, or is it just looking at hockey, the hockey players?
Yeah, I mean, as far as the senior side of it goes, it's more I have not fully discussed this with Martin. We've had kind of chats here and there on how he really wants to see it, but Martin's obviously the lead in the direction and the way we want to play. But there's times that he's going to need people to cascade messages. He's got Jamie feeding in from the forward end. If he can have somebody feeding in from the back end as well, it allows him to see a bigger picture and not always focus on the detail. Or equally, if he's focusing on the detail, there's still eyes on the bench to see what's happening game to game. There's been times it happens. If you're a one-man show, it's so easy to be chatting with somebody about something that previous play, and next thing you know, there's a goal scored against you the next shift, and you've not seen it as a head coach. So you need that those sets of eyes as well. So
the three of you all work really well by the sounds of it.
Yeah, we've all known each other for long enough, and the experience is there.
I guess you've also got Martin going away for his GB duties as well. So it'll be.
And Jamie's obviously stepped into that role well the last however many years Martin's done that.
Yeah.
So again, equally, you don't want to leave Jamie
Yep.
on his own either. If he needs another pair of eyes, like obviously that's why there's depth there. It's a longevity thing. If Martin was to fall off the face of the earth, you don't want to leave anyone sitting on their own. So it's developing the coaches and creating that pathway for them as much as it is creating the pathway for the players.
So you see this as a development opportunity for yourself?
Of course. I mean, there's no non-reason that Martin's head coach of the GB20s and a well sought after coach. We're lucky to have him here. Jamie as well with his national setup with Scotland. Like, there's a reason these guys are in these positions, so to learn from them while not playing. Yeah, of course, it's a development opportunity for sure.
Well, from a purely selfish perspective, it's great to see you still involved, and also great you'll be able to give me more interviews as the season goes by as assistant coach, because I know how much you love Sharks TV's interviews, don't you?
Absolutely, love being in front of the camera.
yeah. Well, everybody can see that you're giving the polite coach's answer to that question as opposed to the true Struan Tonnar answer to that question.
Maybe a different answer in front of a live audience.
Yeah. Let's not go there, please. You've thrown me completely straight. This is also another special season for you as well, because of all the service you've gave to the Solway Sharks. It's going to be a testimonial year, and there is going to be a testimonial game. What I'm hearing is probably near the end of the season, but who knows? Can you tell me any more about that?
So obviously I'm grateful that the Sharks are willing to host a testimonial on my behalf. As I've said before, there's been loads of guys previously I think have been deserving on it, and I guess as a club we've probably fell down there, if I was to be truthfully honest with some of them. So I guess, I'll be the first one. We're looking, I think, probably end of April we'll host the testimonial game, and then throughout the season we'll have a couple of standalone events leading into it. Not entirely sure what they'll be yet, so please comment if anyone has any suggestions, that anything they would like to see. Totally open to what people think would be a good interaction. I guess the big thing I'd like for this to be personally is help create more of a connection between fans and players and ex-players, and just another way to develop the community around here as far as hockey goes.
You looking for volunteers, or are you sorted with all that?
We will be, so if anyone has any skills or passions they'd like to donate, feel free. I'd love to hear from you. We'll put a committee together and make sure that we run it as professionally as it deserves to be.
Any ideas who you're going to be playing against yet, or is it way too early?
Way too early, I think. I'm sure there's
get some comments in.
There's some names ringing around my head that would.
Who would you want to play? Give me your top three.
Oh no, couldn't pick a top three. There's honestly, when I look back at my career, then you look through the guys that have played here, there's no way you could pick a top three. Some of the guys we've had here, we are lucky. I'm lucky personally, and as a club, we're lucky to have had them. So, yeah, there's no way I could pick a top.
It's going to be a limit on imports.
Who knows?
Oh, it's Struan, you're giving me nothing, man.
I know, nothing. We'll keep. Honestly, a surprise. We'll bring it out. We'll feed it out gradually.
Well,
there's a logo and everything created. Well, there's a Facebook page that is maybe going to be launched by the time this goes out. We'll see.
Perfect.
But there'll be more information coming out there.
Well, it's a tough thing, but everyone who was there at your last game will remember you skating around the ice. It was emotional for you. It was emotional for everyone there, and I think it shows just how much you're loved by the Dumfries public, who you've given everything to this club, and you continue to do so. So we're delighted at that, and I'm sure there will be hundreds, if not over 1,000, I would expect, at Testimonial, your Testimonial game, but also the functions throughout the year. And I just want to say on behalf of all the fans, thanks, Struan. We totally appreciate what you've done.
No, thank you. It has been a year, and it's been a hell of a season and a hell of a career, and it is emotional. It was very emotional. It still is emotional. Hence half the reason I'm back. It's too big a part of my life to walk away from and let and not continue to try and help it in any way I can.
There are other clubs come trying to get you to play for them. I'll bet you they did. Or are you just going to take the fifth on it?
Yeah, no comment.
Take the fifth. Well, you know what happens at the end of these podcasts. You're going to get a message to fans. Congratulations on being appointed assistant coach from the Sharks. But before I pass over to you, just want to say to everyone, remember to like, share and subscribe the channel. Hit the notifications bell as well for me, would you? But enough from me. It's over to the main man, Struan.
Yep, thank you guys for the years of my career. The last year in the National League. Looking forward to seeing you all back next year. It's going to be exciting. We're a year wiser in this league, so now's the time to really help get behind the club, and let's continue to push us all forward. Thanks, Struan, and thanks everyone who's taken the time to watch this. This is Andy Glenn saying cheerio.